everyone, my name is Shani Stokes and I am a former foster youth and also an alumni of SaySo. Today we're going to focus on a workshop that deals with diversity. And in this workshop we're going to be using a fun little tool, kids love them, it's Play-Doh. This workshop is to allow young people to understand and appreciate diversity in different settings. So what we're going to do today is participate in an activity that allows us to engage in those diverse moments. So what I would like for each of you to do is to grab a tube of Play-Doh and a paper plate that's in front of you. With the Play-Doh, I would like for each of you to create a symbol that represents you as a person. It could be a music note, it could be your family tree, a football, etc. And I'm going to allow you 10 minutes to do that. Now that you've created this wonderful design that represents you, we want you to take a look at another design that represents someone else. And we're going to do that by switching plates. Okay, now that you have the new plate in front of you with someone else's design, I would like for you to recreate that design that's in front of you and make it better. Note to facilitator, depending on the size of the room, you can have the participants move seats or they could just switch plates. So what we're going to show you is the example of the participants switching plates. Great, so now you've created a new design and made someone else's design much better. So what I would like for you to do is go back to your original plate. Okay, so now that we have completed this activity, I want to reflect on it a moment. You started off with a great creation that you felt represented you, and then you were able to take someone else's creation and make it better. Let's talk about that for a moment. How did it make you feel to leave your symbol in someone else's hands? And to the facilitator, you may hear things like, I didn't trust them, I was scared, I didn't want anyone to touch my Play-Doh, I wanted to take it with me. Okay, so we've addressed the first question. Let's look at another question. How did it feel when you were asked to make it better when it was someone else's symbol? Note to facilitators, these are some things you may hear. It was already better, I wanted to make it better by changing it to something that I knew, I didn't want to touch it, and I felt scared to mess with someone else's design. So let's think of something else. Did you like the changes that were made? And if not, why? Note to facilitator, you may hear things like, I didn't want anyone to touch my design, or that design was near and dear to me, so I felt very uncomfortable when someone else was able to touch it. Or you may hear things like, I didn't really care because I didn't know what my symbol was. Okay, so let's bring this activity full circle. How does this activity relate to being in foster care? You may hear things like, that's my life, people are always trying to convert me into something else. You may hear things like, that's a part of being in foster care, people are always trying to change you. Or you may hear things like, I love redefining myself with every move, so making that change is okay. I want to bring this back to diversity. You may want to ask the group, how did this exercise relate to diversity in their own eyes? To facilitator, in case your group gets stumped, you may want to provide these guiding statements. People may come into your life that help enhance who you are, and that's okay. When entering into foster care, it's important to maintain your uniqueness and recognize and respect the uniqueness of others, or be open to change, but don't lose sense of self. A workshop should take about 30 to 45 minutes. Make sure at the end you thank your participants and also you advise them to help you clean up by putting the Play-Doh back inside its original container.